Tevez sta solo, Tevez al limite dell'area, fa fuori tutti, Tevez, si apre la porta, Tevez, gol, da dietro, Pirlo dentro,
Ciao Juventini, welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel, where of course it's all Juve all the time. All right, so smash that subscribe button, everybody. Big one today, Derby d'Italia. I got Lucci with me. We are waiting on one other crew member to join in, but we're gonna say what's up to everybody in the live chat right now, and everybody that's in the live chat. This is where you need to be today, because this Del Piero kit behind me is being given away today, unclaimed from last week, which is just madness. Ridiculous. All right, absolute madness that the winner. But hey, you gotta tune in. You have to tune in. Can't just follow, subscribe, and just leave it at that. It pays to actually be here day in, day out. All right, so let's say what's up to everybody. Jeremiah, guys, I don't know how we're gonna do it today, but we've got to pull this off. If we stick to PSG game plan and start formation, we have a big chance to win. Come on, Juve. We got Bobby Ogasel Chow. Agreed. Somehow we got to kick Merda off our cleats. Forza Juve. There you go. Lucci even jumping in there before we get into the show with some positive thoughts, positive feelings. You know what? I've been hyped up for this one since Friday, and I got a good feeling. I jumped into the snake pit with our friend Anthony over there on Interval Wide, and I said, you know what? It's funny because I always change in my feelings. And I said, if you would have asked me how I felt going into this game before PSG, I would have given you a different answer. And then when I was on his show, I gave another answer. And now today, here we are, game day. And I've got yet another feeling, and I'm feeling very damn good about it. Lucci, how you feeling about it going into it?
Oh, man, the nerves are going today. It's a big one. Just don't lose. That's it. I can't afford another loss to Inter. It'll just break me.
Wow. Now, look at this. We don't even have to watch the game, according to Waxy, okay? I'll already tell you how it will end. 3-2. Goals, Barella, then Rabiot, Milik, Martinez on a pen, then a 94th minute winner from
right on this jersey, buddy.
The golden boy Miretti. Look at that. Well, I'll tell you what, that would make for an absolute wild watch along, because I am going to run a watch along, everybody. Okay. So, yeah, make sure that you come back to the channel after this match day live, closer to game time, probably around 11:30 my time. I'm going to be running the watch along. We're going to have some fun sharing in the live reactions. We are going to get to news. Okay, a little bit of news there today. Vlahovic, obviously, really the only piece of news that came out today. Everybody else that was expected to jump back into the squad list is there. Bremer's going to get the start. Di Maria will be off the bench. Vlahovic is a no-go. All right, so still some bad news there. Man, he's running out of time. Hopefully he gets in there. I'd like to see him in that World Cup and whatnot. I think he will. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. Alex saying if the game ends up that way, that's going to give him a heart attack. Yeah,
absolutely.
Hey, I tell you what, at my age, I might have a jammer on the live stream today if that's how it goes. But we've got some business to take care of, okay? On the show being live, that kit's getting away, but we have something else going on. So if you haven't been on Twitter, okay, putting in your votes in, you could drop your names in the chat here, and then we're going to tally them up. But we've begun the All Juve Cast World Cup Ride or Die Challenge, okay? So all you simply need to do in the live chat today is drop which team member you want to roll with for this challenge, okay? And obviously, if let's say 10 people pick Omer's randomly draws the nation that wins at the end of the tournament, those 10 people will go into a draw to win a national team kit of their choice. Okay, so it's very, very simple. So in the chat, drop who you are going to be rolling with. All right, so there you have it. That's going to be some good stuff. Look at that. Right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. Let's go. Let's go. Jeremiah picking Lex. There you go.
Wow.
There you go. We got another one for Luca. What? Another one. Chalk it up for team Luca.
That's what? Easy, one total for Luca?
He's at 3. He's had 3 between Twitter and this.
I did that in about an hour, but
I told him his votes would have been way better if he would have just listened to me and played Billy Joel. We didn't start the fire on that keyboard the last time he was on. I was like,
you would have had some more fans for sure.
I keep asking him every time. And I'm like, man, you wonder why your votes are in is because you're not playing that. Okay. NMS jumping on with Team Omer.
Jesus.
There you go. There you go. So the votes are coming in. We'll chalk them up after the show. Mentioned about Vlahovic and everything, but how do you think it would have been him just getting in right out of the go off that? Would you have still liked to keep everything the same coming off that good showing against PSG? What do you think, Lucci?
I think you got to run pretty much the same 11 that you played midweek. Vlahovic would have been a good option to have off the bench, no doubt. Same with Chiesa and Di Maria, but big loss. But I still think after that confidence boost, that little confidence boost against PSG, I think we can get it done. Just show up. That's it. Like, they got to play to their capabilities.
Well, that's just it. I think it was just a big eye opener that maybe we kind of missed the mark and utilizing guys that could have helped the cause a bit sooner, right? It'll be really interesting now with guys coming back into the lineup, and maybe not so much right now because they're just getting back, like Chiesa, Di Maria, even Bremer's going straight in, which was expected. But even Vlahovic for that instance, like, I'm thinking more come post World Cup break. So we're going to have these matches, you've got Inter, you've got Verona, and then Lazio to finish up right before the World Cup break. Man, I was saying before, we got to get 6 out of these 9 points. Absolutely have to get 6 out of those 9. This one today is big for both teams, and we'll get to the statuses of both the clubs going into it, whatnot. But I don't know, Fagioli. It's funny. You hear about the loan, like we were talking about the news of like this loan in January and everything like that coming up, and now especially I think with what's going on. I mean, you just absolutely can't make that move.
No.
We were surprised the minutes were that low leading up to, Lecce match, right? And that being his first start. I think we were all pretty surprised by that.
Yeah. But you can't tell me after these few showings that McKennie continues to deserve his starting position after the way Fagioli's been playing. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah. That's just it. Even Moretti's time all of a sudden started to drop for a bit there. And I don't know if he was going through something or whatnot, but it was kind of interesting. It just went. I think this is the mold to move forward with this team. A lot of fans are questioning 3-5-2 or just shifting to a 4-2-3-1. That seems to be the main thing, is what's going to be best for these guys. Because another thing is, do you empty the clip, so to speak, once everybody is fit? Let's look beyond. Let's say after World Cup break, everybody's finally good to go and whatnot. Do you keep with the 3-5-2 if it seems to bring about some of the better performances, or do you just find a way to try and get all these guys in? How do you feel?
For me, I don't think the 3-5-2 is our answer going forward once we have everyone back. Where's Chiesa going to play? If Di Maria, even though he's only going to be here a little while longer, they don't suit the 3-5-2. Someone or both of them is going to be at a position in this formation. So you got to try to work in a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, something that, gets your best players in their best positions. Fagioli shouldn't have an issue playing in a midfield 3. Same with Locatelli and Pogba. So I think you can make it work without having to stick with the 3-5-2. It's just kind of a short-term fix until everyone's kind of back.
Yeah. And look at this. Oh,
hey!
Where have you been, my man?
Give me a second.
Okay, so Frankie's gonna
do my hair this
here.
morning.
It's gonna be good stuff here. But oh yes, look at this.
I love it.
All right, Frankie, how are you doing? How are you feeling on this Derby d'Italia day?
I'm feeling good. We need to be aggressive, man. We can't be just letting Inter go over us. Then not be aggressive. Yeah, we're limited by injuries. Is sure for sure, but there's no excuse. It's a derby. You play to win. You play hard, And frankly, I still believe we had the players to pull it off. Like, we played great against PSG. We had bad luck. We also didn't have Mbappe. That guy just kills everybody. It is what it is, but we play good. We're flanking really good. So we have what we need. I think we do have what we need to win it. Just let's hope Allegri just don't goes back into a defensive mode, and then all will go south.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how this game goes. So Inter obviously making some adjustments of their own with the loss of Brozovic, and Çalhanoğlu end up taking up that regista spot for them, and Inzaghi's kind of found some type of solution for them or whatnot in the middle of the pitch for them. Mkhitaryan, Çalhanoğlu, and Barella lining up against our three in the middle of the park. We're going to keep it the same with Rabiot, Locatelli, and Fagioli. I like that mix, to be honest. And we saw it against PSG. I was especially loving the fact that Locatelli essentially shutting down the criticism, just showing you the guy can ball. Okay, everybody's got to pump it. When I've been saying this the whole time, when you have more than half your lineup struggling through games, it's something bigger than just an individual, right? So I think Locatelli fell into that trap. But the midfield guys, I think everybody was shocked at how, if you look at PSG's midfield, it was still Vitinha, Soler, and Verratti.
Yeah.
And these guys, they controlled a good chunk of the game in Locatelli, Rabiot, and Fagioli, and it's just about that mix, right? And we were missing something, not to harp on McKennie too much, but we were missing something. You can't have the middle of the park, one of your central midfielders touching the ball 30 times. It wasn't working as a group. McKennie will have a spot, okay? I will say this, he'll have a spot, but we were way too one-dimensional. If you have Rabiot on one side, McKennie on another, it seems to be a problem that we've had for a couple seasons now, though. You're always looking at the balance of the midfield, feeling like it's a little too robust through Max Allegri, right? But he's just got to have that faith and let the guys out there. And it feels like it's too safe, worried about the defensive side too much. You guys get that same type of vibes with how he mixes up the midfield?
Yeah. I think these three are able to complement each other well. They both kind of excel in different kind of characteristics. Fagioli's very good on the ball, getting forward. Locatelli's there as just, a beast all over the place. Rabiot, when he's on his game, he's a good physical presence. We hope he has one of his out of soul matches today. And I'm assuming Moretti's going to play behind Milik to start.
Yeah.
So, Moretti looked pretty good against PSG. I know Ant's mad at him because he didn't score a goal, but he got himself into some good spots. So against the Cherby and, those other two in the back line, you can find some space. You can, make them pay.
Ant's just grumpy. At that age, you start to get grumpy a lot. So
when all you do is landscaping and play
Bastoni's replacement, Acerbi. Yeah, expected in the back three is going to be Skriniar, De Vrij, and Acerbi for Inter. Okay, so the nice thing about Miretti too, when he plays in that role, it actually gives us a boost in the midfield because he's almost like that fourth midfielder and really helps out a lot in trying to control the matches. And lo and behold, PSG ended up being one of the matches we controlled a lot of possession in, which is not expected, right? So, Frankie, your thoughts on Miretti and playing in that role behind Milik today, and what you expect out of him?
I do expect to have him to have great position, and I think that's one of his strong suits. The way he moves without the ball, just like since last year when he plays his first game, he was good on that sense that when he was playing centrally, he was able to pass the ball and move. He was one of the players that we saw do that. Frankly, our midfield was really bad last season. So we didn't saw that a lot. But in the case of Miretti, you do see that. I think where the young guys are going to struggle is physically. I think they're not as developed physically when we speak about it. Like Fagioli and Miretti are not guys that are going to cover a lot of terrain, and they're not physically developed yet. They're young guys. I think they could develop better in that sense. But having a fourth-man midfield will help us a lot, especially against an Inter team that has more experienced players in the middle. And we can say whatever we want about Inter, but they do had a good. They have a lot of good players in the midfield, or at least players with good touch. And even though they don't have Brozovic, Hakan has been doing a really good job. I was really surprised the way he has been playing that position. They still got Barella. They signed Mkhitaryan. They had this young kid that came from Empoli, if I'm not mistaken. He's not
Aslani or what?
Aslani. He's not a bad player at all. I think he's a talented player. So you do have all those pieces, and having that one guy that helped us a lot in the midfield will definitely be a boost for us, especially controlling the game. That will be the key. Against Inter in Coppa Italia, we have the last time we played, we have a good game, but we didn't control the game, and that's where we pay the price. If we're able to control the pace of the game, control the game, we will win, especially being a little damaged or hampered in the defense, because we're not as strong defensively as the numbers say. So having that midfield presence is definitely going to be good for us.
Yeah. There you go. Now, we haven't had Frankie on here for a while. And while this discussion came up, Lucci hasn't been here for these ones either. But after the last game, and it's funny that Lucci brought up Ant's comments about Miretti at that point. Do you guys feel just this crazy feeling about how hard we are on the young players as fans and whatnot, and just that the majority is just too much on them and whatnot? Like, how do you feel about the fan base towards the young guys? Because honestly, I was reading things about people that thought Fagioli was creating issues. Fagioli was my next in line man of the match next to Locatelli. And Miretti was taking a lot of flack too, saying he should have scored on a couple of two. But I didn't feel like any of his were, those have to be put in the net. I thought he got there was a great intervention on one of his opportunities by Marquinhos, who is a great defender. But outside of that, I thought Miretti had a strong showing for himself too. You think it's too hard on the young guys? Do you like what you're seeing? How do you feel?
I think it's more about the Juventus fan base has been screaming at the heavens to let these guys play. It's their reality. Because we do have a lack of talent, and we see that these guys are the ones being so passionate about the team. When Fagioli scored that goal, we saw him kissing the shield and all this, and we have fans love this because we do love the team, and we like when players love the team also. So the fans have been screaming for all these players to play, and they do forget there are young guys, and that maybe this is not the best way to bring up young guys. This is not a team that's solid in all aspects. Right. The reality is we need them to have the confidence. We need them to give them a break to develop themselves. It's not about just putting them on and just asking them to play like world beaters, because that's not real. In the case of Miretti, yes, he did miss some chances. He's a young guy. He's not a striker. Also, let's not forget that. I know he's a young, talented guy. I know we demand a lot, and the Juventus shirt demands a lot because it's a heavy shirt to wear. But we need to have context about the situation of Juventus. We need to have context about the kind of players, and we need to see other teams also. Let's not think that everybody is Haaland or Mbappe or these kind of guys. Leao needed time to develop. Vinicius Jr. needed time to develop also. Those guys are going to need time to become the players that we want them to be. The question is, are we going to give them that time to develop? That's something that goes back to Allegri. And we as fans need to understand that these players we need patience with these players. I'm not saying be patient with veterans. I'm saying be patient with the young guys.
Yeah. And my thoughts are along the same line. And I've gone as far as saying, for me, it's different. I got a way better feeling and outlook in terms of the young guys because of everything you just said. They shouldn't be bearing extra weight than is just the regular weight of wearing the kit. For me, it's the veterans that have been subpar for Juventus, and it's actually a bigger detriment than these young guys and Miretti missing an opportunity or something in a game. For me, it's more the vets that haven't been to that cut outside of Danilo, in my personal opinion. I think Danilo's he's been solid this year for the job that he's being asked to do. As far as the other vets, hey, Quadrado has been abysmal. Bonucci is struggling. These guys are the ones that need to be picking up the young guys and saying, hey, we're going to carry you through. And instead, you've got a little bit of this reverse effect with Juventus, whereas in Lecce, I don't even know if Fagioli sees the pitch if McKennie doesn't have issues, right? And that's one of those things where we're kind of the opposite. We are looking to these young guys and expecting so much more from them because of the fact that the vets aren't where they need to be. So that's more the problem for me. But yeah, and Michael Razzo, not to mince his words at all, a lot of the vets on his team must leave. Simple as that. Time to let the young guys ball out and do their thing. Yeah. And this is probably a season where the amount of rumors so early on for the summer mercado is wild to me. Like, I can't remember a season where it's been so quickly that you're hearing about these summer names. I just want to ask you guys, out of some of the news and rumors and whatnot, is there a name that got mentioned that had you like, yes, immediately, instantly? Obviously outside of Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, which we would all love if it could take possible, but are there any names, and maybe it's not a name that has been rumored, but somebody that you're like, you know what, I think this guy could be a big boost for Juve? Luch?
You know what? I know he gets a little bit of heat, but I like the Pau Torres link because left-footed center back. We need center backs. He's still relatively young. Listen to me, Paquito. It's better than keeping Bonucci. Who else are we gonna play there? Who else we got? You want Alexandro to play there for another year?
Pau Torres is getting cooked left and right
by who? Come on. You know.
No. Well, I'm sorry. It's your opinion. Go ahead.
Anyways, not him specifically, but any type of left-footed center back would be an upgrade. So whether it's him, whether it's I don't know, there's been a whole bunch of names. I forget half of them, but center back is definitely an issue. Same with fullback. Grimaldo's another one that I would strongly consider as well. Yeah, that's where I would start.
There you go. Okay, so who's a name you would want, Paquito?
I agree with the left, with the central position, not Pau Torres, but with the central position, I do agree with that. You know, there's a guy I have been mentioning for years right now, and I saw some small rumors, and I got hopeful, but I knew it wasn't going to happen. I think we need a fullback, and there's another fullback in Turin, not wearing the Juventus jersey, who I think is going to be one of the best fullbacks in all Europe. He has the talent. I'll go for Singo again.
Oh, yes.
I'm going with the Singo
Paquito
wagon.
loves Singo.
You know, that's a damn good player, both offensively and defensively. And we do need a fullback. But I'll go with the Grimaldo name because we are desperate for a left back.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sandro is done, man. I think
left back and right back for me.
Right, yeah,
we need both.
Doesn't Single play right though?
Grimaldo. He was talking about Grimaldo, so I just said
Grimaldo.
left back.
Oh,
We
okay,
need
yeah,
left back
okay,
and
sorry.
a right
No,
back
no,
for
no.
me. So.
Yeah, for right back, obviously single, but I think we need more a left back than if I have to choose, I'm going with
Okay.
the left back, but
Yeah.
because at least Danilo, I know he can be maybe not an all-time great right back, but he's a decent right back. He's a good guy. He can play that position. But man, Sandro is just bad.
So before we get into Inter and everything, we're going to wrap up on this. Just speaking of hypotheticals, okay. Zaha's name got mentioned as Di Maria probably going to leave at the end of the season. So Paquito's already a no. I'm telling you, I'm in the minority. I would not be against that. I'm telling you, I would not be against Zaha.
No.
Because if I look at the forwards and I look at this team and what's going to happen, here's for me priorities: left and right fullback, highest priority on this team. You're going to need help in the midfield because you're going to have 2 midfielders that are gone by next summer. So you're going to need midfielders again. Rovella comes back. That's cool, but you're still going to need some help in the middle. And that puts up top, Chiesa, Sule should get integration as well. So you're already going to have Milik. Keane, we're obliged to purchase. So we're obliged to purchase Keane. So Keane, Milik, Vlahovic, and then you've still got Chiesa, you've got Sule. Zaha, I have no problem as being this piece that can be if it comes down to this. If it's too much, forget it. But if the price is right, I would not be against it, man. I'm telling you.
No.
Because that move also doesn't stop them from a hybrid player like a Zaniolo, who will be a Juve player at some point.
I'm so over
150%.
That's gonna get.
I'm so over hybrids. I don't like.
I don't know,
hybrids.
man.
I know Zaniolo is a great player. I'm not saying I wouldn't like to have Zaniolo. He's a great player, fantastic. But I'm just so over hybrid players right now. I just want.
You're just confrontational today. I love it.
Yeah.
It's that hat.
Hating on everyone
It's the
today.
hat. I'm sorry, it's the hat.
No, it's good. It's good. So,
for me, I would go. I'm not that sure about the midfield position because you're gonna ask. Rabiot is going out. I believe so heartily that Rabiot. This is the last Rabiot season in Juventus. But remember, Rovella comes back. There are a lot of other young guys that are from the midfield that could have that. I know they are not very experienced players, but I'm not that sure that we should get another midfield unless McKennie goes away. If McKennie goes away, then we can have that discussion.
Yes,
he is.
If we only lose Rabiot, no.
But what happens? What happens about
Chelsea's
Paredes?
Chelsea's not buying Zakaria.
McKennie's going to be sold.
But you still have to worry about Paredes and if you're going to keep him or not.
Paredes is also a player that we have. Are we sure? I don't see the.
I don't know what the criteria is to make Paredes an obligation. So that's still kind of up in the air as well as far as it continuing, right? And the blurbs, the rumors are that Juve's not happy. And I mean,
can you blame them?
Can you blame them? No, absolutely not. Better go for. So I know I'm in the minority. I said that, guys. Okay, no to Zaha. I don't know. Seems like another mercenary. Better go for Mudryk. Listen, Mudryk is another pipe dream. I think in terms of this. Obviously, Mudryk would be massive, but don't count it. But mark my words, Zaniolo will be a Juve player at some point.
But
okay,
I like it.
Another winger. I think we need a winger.
I think we do too.
Pure winger. Not none of this false nine playing on the wing guy. No. We need a Chiesa, not say as talented as him, but in that sense, just a guy who goes at the defender. I think we need another guy because
Fratesi. I would like Fratesi jumping in. That's a good shout too.
Yeah, but
Bastoni. So there's a lot of talk about Bastoni, and everybody's wanting us to jump in there and steal him. Bastoni would be. I would not say no. How can you say no to Bastoni? Like
I'll say no.
What
on a back two?
Well, we're playing 3-4-1-1.
Yeah, right now, but we're not gonna play
3-5-1-1. Yeah.
We're not playing that next season.
You wouldn't trust him beside Bremer? I think that would be a very good duo.
I don't like Bastoni.
He plays back too for the Azzurri and looks fine.
Yeah, he looks a little like he needs some practice with it, but I think he'd be fine.
No, frankly, I think he's a guy that covers a lot of ground, yes, but I think he gets exposed when you have a physical striker that can like bully him. I think he gets exposed a lot sometimes. I'm not saying he's a horrible player. Obviously, he's not. He's playing for the Azzurri. He's playing like Inter, who was one of the best defenders some years ago. I think he still is. But I'm not that convinced about him playing on the back too. Frankly,
it would never happen anyways. But the hypothetical of Bastoni coming is interesting. But I mean, the tattoo sealed the deal. He's out, so we can't have any of that garbage coming around. So, is what it is, guys. Match day, Juve, Inter, Derby d'Italia. Let's get to the betting odds for all the bettors out there. Reminder, everybody, like this video. Okay, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, this kit is being given away today, and you got to be in the live chat to get it done. Okay, good luck to all those coming up. Also a reminder, now our cowboy friend from the south here is not a part of this because we needed 8 numbers. Okay, but Frankie, there's good about that because you can choose who you want to roll with in the World Cup Ride or Die Challenge. We needed 8. We got a team of 9, so we had to do this, but that puts you in play, my friend. So I'm going to put you on the spot.
Ooh.
Which team member are you going to ride or die with at a chance to win a national team kit of your choice? So we're going to randomly draw the nations. We don't know which team member is going to get what nations for the World Cup. So this is complete luck of the draw. Who do you want to roll with, my man?
I'm tempted to go with Dan.
Yes, Frankie.
No, I'd say I'm tempted. Push my buttons. You know what? I know Dan is Dan, but you cannot say no to Omer.
It's a fair show.
There you go.
It's very fair.
Omer. So Frankie's riding with Omer. Everybody else in live, again, reminder, drop the
definitely don't pick Lex.
You are picking, okay?
Oh my God.
So just type in the chat which member you want to ride or die with for the World Cup Challenge. We are going to do the draw. We might potentially do it live too, middle of this week coming up. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So Frankie takes Omer. There you go. There you go.
Good choice. Nobody can say,
choice.
Oh my God.
As long as you didn't pick Lex, because she's talking a lot of smack in the chat and I see it. So she better watch out.
Ooh, easy.
Oh
we're coming guns blazing today.
Do you want a hat?
Man.
Actually, I would love that hat. Yes, please.
Okay, so for the bettors out there, Derby d'Italia, Juve pays just shy of 3-1 for a win, so 2.85. A draw plays 3.25 to 1. Inter just under 2.5. So slight favorites. Inter going into this one. Okay, they got a couple of the last ones on us too, but good showings from Juve. That's a positive. Is that at least the Derby d'Italia brings that out in everybody. And again, after that PSG showing, I expect the same today. So I think Juve is going to have a very, very strong showing today. As far as absentees for Inter, without we mentioned obviously Brozovic. Bastoni's actually not going to be there either. Lukaku, Handanovic, and D'Ambrosio. I was actually hoping Handanovic would be in and they would play him. Not the case. For Juve, Pogba, Paredes, De Chilio, Moise Kean now probably going to be gone for the remaining games of 2022, back in 2023. McKennie, Ake, and George. So obviously Bremer's going to be in the lineup starting. We talked about that at the gate. Vlahovic is out. Di Maria is in and off the bench, and Chiesa will be off the bench as well. Man, I'm still thinking about Chiesa jumping in there against PSG, and man, he's still looking explosive. He can still do he still looks good. It was exciting. It was a little bit nerve-wracking because you just don't want to see anything happen, and we'll get a little more comfortable with the more minutes he plays, but you almost felt the vibe or just this feeling change once he took the pitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even amongst the other players in the team, all of a sudden, and you could see it in PSG too. All of a sudden that threat is real and they have to pay attention to it. And he's quick. I can't remember who made the slip pass to him, but it must maybe half a foot off. And if he's able to trap that in stride, Chiesa was on a free and clear breakaway against PSG. He couldn't trap it and it ended up taking him out. He still did quite well with it, settled it, and found the recycling play up at the top on the trailing run. But if he catches that in stride, he's in all alone. But I'm telling you, it's promising for him to look that good right out of the gate. Frankie?
I'll say this. I'm not saying that Chiesa is on the same level as Mbappe because he's not, Frank. Obviously, we know that. But if he has that aura, the same aura that Leao has, and that I'm not going to try to pronounce the Napoli's guy name because I'm kind of butcher it. So yes, I'll say Varak. But those guys have that aura of they are good, and you know it, and you need to be prepared for them. So they compromise the offense of the other team just by being there, because Vinicius also, obviously Vinicius is higher level right now, but those guys that are fast, very good, skilled wingers that that if they get the ball and you're out of position, you are done. And we didn't have that. And Vlahovic is going to love having that guy also.
Yes, absolutely.
Vlahovic is going to love it. They're going to have fun because he's going to say, finally, I got somebody that he's going to beat his guy one-on-one, because you cannot defend Chiesa one-on-one. I'm sorry. You cannot.
Well, don't say you can, because I could, but
you cannot.
I get what you're saying.
Well, maybe with that mustache, yes, but
See?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Al.
I go beast mode with this bad boy.
Come on. You're looking like a superhero, or
super something. All right,
you're looking like a police officer.
Luch.
Yeah. Don't push it. Don't push it.
With that stash with Frankie's hat, that would be unreal.
You know what? I think I have a cowboy-esque hat. Not quite as nice as Frank's. Like that thing's like actually stylish. I think mine's one of those beer case summertime Corona ones.
Don't try that. With the mustache, it's a no-no.
Oh my god!
Or the hat or the mustache. You can't have both. You can't.
Oh, damn.
I mean, you want to be a wild west.
No. But if you were talking about a beer drinking cowboy hat, no.
Okay.
Back.
So Chiesa, everybody's calling there. We got Sweaty calling a goal from Chiesa coming tonight. Obviously, as a sub making an appearance, he should get minutes in this one, and probably around 70th. I mean, Max has been pretty consistent with the timing of his subs. That's usually generally it. I felt in some games it called for one sooner, whatnot. Sometimes, he lets it ride out a little bit, but we'll see what happens today. In these matches, usually tactics, usually all this just kind of goes out the window. And that's why I think it was really, really big that Juve had a good positive feeling coming out of the PSG game, regardless of it falling not in our favor. Still, that was a good showing for them. And in this game, they're going to have to be up for it. They're all going to have the belief, and they're going to have to get into a bit of a dogfight, and especially in the middle. So I'm looking at those guys, and that's going to be, I think, one of the keys for us is the middle of the pitch. We have to start turning something that hasn't been one of our strengths into a positive. And I think that mix will do just that. What do you guys think is going to be the key in this one for Juve to get across that finish line with a victory? So let's start this one with Francisco. What do you think is going to be the key to this game and determine it?
Being aggressive. I think we had good games against Inter when we pressured them high.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't let them play. And the lineup that they have right now, they have they lose a lot without Bastoni. I'll say that when we talk about playmaking ability, because Bastoni has a lot of that. But I think that they had good players in that midfield, very players with good technique. I'll say this. Yeah. Those kind of players, you cannot let them just freely play. You have to be aggressive. You have to have someone in their face all the game. And I think the key for us is going to be being aggressive, controlling the tempo of the game. We're able to control the tempo of the game. And they don't have in Lukaku. It's going to be massive because it's going to limit their counterattacking a lot. Because having Lukaku helps them a lot. I know we like to troll him about his first touch, which frankly is horrible, but the reality is he's a fast guy. For that size, he's a very fast guy. When you combine that with the fullbacks and the runs that Barella does, at the counter there can be little, but losing Lukaku will help us be more secure when we're talking about them counterattacking us. So let's be aggressive. Let's pressure them high. Let's try to have the ball. If we have the ball, we can defend ourselves greatly with the ball, and we have the players to do that. Having that extra guy in the midfield will definitely be a plus for us. We have what we need. We just need to execute and be aggressive.
There you go, Lucci. What do you want to have anything to add to keys to the game for Juve?
I just think, we got to watch out for the fullbacks with the pace out wide. And as Mr. George mentioned, neutralize Barella. You contain Barella, you contain their counterattacks, you contain a lot of their attacking options, because we know Lautaro Martinez won't be able to do it himself. So you contain the ball and you contain Barella, you have a good chance of holding Inter, I think. So let's hope.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. You would have to expect possibly Bremer being the one to rule out their target man of Dzeko, and then probably Danilo put on for his more agile play against Lautaro.
Yeah.
Lautaro is hit and miss. That's the thing with Lautaro. You don't really know. He's either on one or he's completely useless, it seems, especially in the matches against Juventus. He's either had some good showings or they're just awful. So hopefully, obviously, it's being awful.
Yeah.
Now, let's get to some of the numbers and some of the statistics as we close into getting ready for prediction time, okay? And we'll let Frankie know what's up with the predictions, because we've changed them this year.
No.
Juve have conceded second least amount of goals in Europe in league play, okay? Benfica has actually allowed the fewest in league play, okay? So second to only Benfica. Inter has actually allowed the highest number that they have in this many games in the past 11 seasons, allowing 17 goals. All right. Inter won their last 4 in Serie A straight. All of them with a minimum of 2 goals. Actually, most of them are 3, I think, 3 and 4. Juve, we know 3 straight, and 4 out of the last 5 have been victories in Serie A. But it's the big game ones that are crucial. And Max Allegri is 1 out of 19 since returning to Juventus in big games. We have to get this done. He needs a win against these bigger teams like nothing else, okay? A resurgence, obviously we talked about the resurgence midweek and that sense of belief picking up with Juventus despite the dropped result against PSG. Tactics are going to go out the window, and do not be surprised if we see some drama in this game, okay? And some type of controversy. Do not be surprised. You can almost bank on it too, to be honest. Now, lineups. This is what these lineups are kind of shaping up to be. For Inter, we kind of went over it a bit, but Onana in goal, Skriniar, De Vrij, Acerbi, Di Marco, Mkhitaryan, Çalhanoğlu, Barella, Dumfries, with Dzeko and Lautaro up top. For Juventus, it looks like it's going to be Szczesny, Danilo, Bremer, and Sandro, Quadrado, Fagioli, Locatelli, Rabiot, Kostic, with Miretti just in behind Milik. Okay, now having said that and going through all the numbers, all right, it's time to base our predictions. And so for the predictions now, everybody knows the drill. Full-time score, and then you can pick any 2 tiebreakers you want. You could try and name the goal scorers. You could say what the possession split's going to be, offsides, first card, whatever you want for 2 tiebreakers. Now, Lucci, I'm going to put you on the spot as going first for the predictions.
Oh boy. I'll say 1-1. I'll say the
Okay.
goal scorers will be Lautaro and Malik.
Okay.
And I will go with shots on target and attempts. So attempts will go 12.
Okay.
With 5 on target.
All right. So Lucci going with the 1-1 draw. Ooh. Jeremiah wasting no time. 3-2.
Wow.
Juventus win. Fagioli, Milik, and Rabiot. And attempts 15 on target 5. Man of the match. Fagioli.
Wow. Okay.
Look at that.
Okay.
Look at that. Frankie, let's go.
Ooh.
I'll go 2-1.
2-1 who?
Juventus.
We got to clarify this.
No, Juventus. Inter is not going to win. And the goal scorers are going to be, I'll go Bremer first.
Wow.
From a corner. He's going to score a corner. And Rabiot. Rabiot is going to score.
Okay.
Interesting.
And for Inter, I'll say Lautaro because he can be lethal, man. He just needs one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll go possession 55-45 Juventus.
I was thinking that too, actually, to be honest.
Now, when I was in the snake pit with Anthony there,
oh my God.
I went 2-2. Today, I'm going 2-1. I'm going 2-1.
You always do that. You always copy me.
3-2 then. Okay, put the gun down, Frankie. Take it easy.
Not today.
Cowboys coming in here, guns blazing.
I might as well get the guns.
Yeah.
Going to choose possession too?
Yeah, actually.
Oh my God. Everybody, you are all seeing this. He's copying me. He is copying me.
Easy. Now, I'll go 3-2 just to appease Frankie here, okay? Let's go 3-2. One way or another, any way you cut it, 1 goal victory to Juventus today. Goal scorers now. Now I got to think of extra goal scorers here.
Yes.
You're putting me on the spot here. I actually do think
Rabiot is going to score?
No. I
can see it being one of the. And then he goes and scores 2.
One of the youngsters.
I think Locatelli's going to get one in this game, though.
I like it.
I think Milik. I think Locatelli's going to get one. And if I have to put someone down for the third, I actually think it's going to be some type of set piece, something. And I'm actually going to go with Danilo finding a header to end this one. So maybe not the winner, but I think he'll do it. So let's go with that. Luca, Milik.
No, I guess he's not going to score.
Danilo for Juve. The other one's going to be the first card of the game that I'm going to go with my tiebreak, okay? And it's going to be the yellow, and the first yellow is going to go to, I think Juve is going to get the first yellow in this one. And I think it's going to be somewhere around, I'll pinpoint the minute. I think it's going to be in these games, probably 25th, 26th minute. So let's go 25th minute yellow to Juve.
On a counter attack.
All right. All right.
I'm just going to get it on a counter attack.
Sancho or Juan is almost a guarantee for a yellow. So
no, but Juan is more about getting one because of just screaming at the referee. Yeah. If we're winning, he's not going to scream.
Or diving.
But Sandro always gets burned on counters. So probably he's going to be the first one. Or Barella also screaming at the referee.
There we go. Look at this.
Or a chair.
We got some more coming in here. 2-1. Juve, Danilo, Milik, Dzeko. Just want to point out it's Derby week, and this account coming in here, trying to get in here with the 4-0. I made it very clear. Get out. Get out. And, couldn't take the banter. Had to throw a little low blow there about someone else's lives being better. Oh, that's too bad. Imagine an Interista not being able to take banter.
Shocker.
Ooh, shocking. All right. So I feel like we have to do something. I feel like we still have to do something on this show. Kit? Oh, are we supposed to get? Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Don't forget about that.
So who wants to win this bad boy?
That's a beauty.
Who wants to win this bad boy? Okay, we got a bunch here in live. Make sure you like the video. Also, subscribe. You got to be subscribed.
Hit the bell.
We're going to make this very simple. Lucci,
Yes.
do you have a pen and paper in front of you?
I do.
Okay, we're going to make this very, very simple. Lucci, keep tabs on the live chat. I want you to write down a number right now. A number between, let's say, from 1 to
50.
Easy. 44 people on the live here. Come on, take it easy. Let's go 100. 1 to 100.
Take it easy.
First one that nails it. First one that nails the number Lucci picks, and Lucci can pull it up the second somebody hits it. That is the winner of the kit. We said everybody had to be here on the live chat. If it is close,
nice and big,
and we have some type of tie in some freak instance where the time next to the timestamp next to the message is the same, I have trivia for those. Look at these numbers rolling in. Wow. 14, 77, 47, 72. Holy shit. Look at this. 77, 44, 73, 8, 45, 27, 25, 85, 17, 12, 22, 10, 23, 69 from Alex, 19, 9, 34, 78, 54, 23, 10, 11,
I think my one too.
47, 3, 51, 22, 14, 22, 37, 4, 22, 50, 37, 7, 13, 4, 50, 65, 56, 6, 98, 1, 92, 3, 51, 99, 43, 48, 10, 69, 21, 93, 23, 22, 100, 99, 3, 90, 89, 1, 56, 75, 50, 44, 44, 1, 91, 34, 2, 0, 3, 12, 27, 89, 2, 12, 99, 5, 5, 23, Jesus. 51. Look at this. Has nobody nailed it in this live chat yet, Luke?
No one has nailed it. There's been a few that got very close.
Wow, okay. 35, 71, 95, 25, 10, 2, 67, 25, 7, 56, 97, 12, 7, 8, 69, 8, 68, 22, 7, 89, 6, 31, Jesus. 14, 7. I can't
keep track.
87, 10, 68, 87, 44, 17. This is wild. Lucci, you might have to give a hint here.
I picked a good number.
No kidding, eh?
Wait. Hold on.
Do you see it yet? Scroll through. See if you see it. You've got the number. This
yes,
is all you.
I do see it. Sorry,
you see it?
I missed it.
Okay. Yep. Who nailed it and where is it? What was the number? You can show it now.
88.
88.
Wing of Winter with 88 at 9:36 a.m. my time.
Wow, there you go.
There was 3 guys at least that said
there was a lot of 89s.
89, and then another 2 at 87. Sorry, dudes.
Oh, man. 88. Lucci pulling out the Eric Lindros there, okay, to decide this. Not even picking a number, that has some kind of a, tie to Juventus. Just going completely off the grid with the 88 and Wing of Winter won it. Look at the wildness in this chat. I'm trying to still find this thing. I don't even see it.
It was as of 2 minutes ago from what I see.
Oh, then 88.
Yeah, it's here. There's so many comments. It's hard to find.
Yeah.
I had to scroll through it to make sure I saw it properly.
Wait, maybe
he says he was 89.
He needs
said
to
he
write
didn't
again.
get 88.
Maybe
This
if
is
he writes
hilarious.
again.
He didn't get 88, man.
I saw it.
Lucci.
Oh my God. Don't tell me.
Do I have to like take a picture of the comment?
But now Michael has said it. 88.
Well,
Oh no, that's not fair.
No, that wouldn't count. We'd have to go through it. Take a screenshot of it.
I did.
Okay. So somebody's got it. And it was Wing of Winter?
Can you see that?
Yeah, I could see it. 88.
There you go.
He's got it. He's got it.
It's there in between
there.
Michael and Andrew Juve. It took a while to scroll through, but I got it.
At 9:39.
Y'all think I don't know how to count?
That was wild. That was a wild mad race. Wing of Winter, though, has been around for a while, always commenting on a lot of the daily update videos. So that's pretty awesome.
Well deserved.
Congratulations. Guys, don't worry. We have a lot of kits and giveaways and things going on. Okay. So Wing of Winter nailed it with 88. Maybe Frankie's 1 to 50 would have been a little more aesthetically pleasing. And but that was fun. I like that. That was good. That was good stuff. VAR check. No VAR here. No VAR here. Vito. That's funny though. That was good stuff. Good action. That was tough to keep track of too.
It was.
I like it. It was like I was an auctioneer all of a sudden, and I feel like auctioneers would have this type of mustache too. So it's good stuff. By the way, everybody, a few of us here are actually trying to raise funds. As a team goal, we have 2K as our team goal. We are trying to get 2K for men's health and awareness, obviously as part of a Movember. That's why some of us are going to be sporting the mustache through the month of November, okay? If you head over to Twitter, you can see the post. Just go to our profile and search Movember. You'll see it. The link is there. If you feel inclined enough to donate, that would be fantastic, okay? Wing of Winter, you need to just basically reach out to us through Twitter, Instagram, DMs, and whatnot. We'll get your details, and we're going to send this bad boy out to you. Massive, massive congratulations. This is how you start a Derby d'Italia day, okay? We get the kit giveaway. We've got the World Cup Ride or Die Challenge. We're going to have a ton of fun. That was a lot of fun. And now we get to Storm the Barn, okay? Frankie has been around for many Storm the Barns, but we look forward to having this one happening. And the first Storm the Barn is coming in from Jeremiah. Would beating Inter be a turning point in our season? Can we be in the running for the Scudetto and go toe-to-toe with Napoli and Milan if it starts here? Could this be a turning point to make a big, big push this season? Guys, what do you think?
Frankie, you want to take this one? No?
No.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, if you want to start.
I could take it if you guys want. I could start.
Oh, I'll take it.
Doesn't matter.
I did answer. I just answered the question.
You don't think it's going to be a turning point for us?
I think it can be with a win. Do I think it'll propel us into fighting for the Scudetto? I don't think so. I think we're just too far behind at that.
How come we think it won't be a turning point, Frankie?
No, because the problem of this team has never been maybe winning or playing good at big games. The problem of our team is consistency. And I just don't think.
But we're 1-19 at a big game since Max came back.
Maybe
and a lot of those we've only played well, probably in like 3 or 4 of them,
if that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't see it. And we put it on. We also put into consideration the second question, which is fighting for the Scudetto. I think that the dynamic of the other teams, they know the role better. Even though maybe we have good players, I'm not saying we have bad players. We do have good players, but they know their role better, and they are more complete teams, and they are in a better position. So I just think that Napoli. Yeah, we like to trash talk about Napoli all we want, but we need to recognize that they are in a good position. Especially, we need to take into consideration they have a lot of players. They're not going to the World Cup. They won't have that. They won't be tired about probably De Laurentiis is right now saying, "Oh, thank God for the World Cup because I can rest my players," because they have talent players that are not going to the World Cup. I don't see Anguissa going to the World Cup. The winger, his name is horrible. I won't pronounce it.
Kvaratskhelia?
Yeah, that guy. He's not going to the World Cup, so he's gonna get rest. All those guys are getting rest. And Milan, we can say whatever we want, but they have a good dynamic. They know what they need to do to win. They get the results. Maybe we can play better if we win this game, but for me, turning it around is saying we're gonna go back fighting for the Scudetto. If we're Juventus, if we're not fighting for the Scudetto, we didn't turn nothing around. So that's why I'll say no.
High standards, fair enough.
For me, the reason I feel like it could be is because of the fact we're finally getting guys back that need to be back and part of the lineup. So if you add in a victory against Inter, this could be a turning point with, Chiesa coming back into the mix, especially. The reason I feel like the Scudetto might be tough is the fact that Napoli's actually getting the job done against the teams they usually drop games to. So Napoli's usually pretty good against the good teams, and they usually drop matches they need to be winning and whatnot to keep themselves there. But this year, they're finding a way even in those matches that they typically drop. So they're going to be tough to catch. And for us, the consistency is going to be interesting. But if we can finish with a certain amount of points in these last 3 matches, okay, and 2 of them being considered big games, Inter and Lazio, get positive results in those, get back after the World Cup fit, I actually think we can make things very, very interesting. And the biggest thing will be, how does Max start the rotation and how does he line us up once everybody's fit? Because that's going to be the big key is, number one, not only having those guys back, but being able to kind of preserve the guys you need to. Because you do need to keep tabs on a Pogba. You do need to keep tabs on a Di Maria in order to maintain them and just have them forward that stretch. So whether people don't like that or not, it's a reality. You have to do that. But we need to do that normally anyways. And to be honest, if you look at some of these managers out there, like even a Conte, for instance, there's very little rotation with Conte's teams. Very, very little. So it's one of those things. Max is going to have to work out the mix very, very well. But I think he would be doing a disservice if he all of a sudden just pushed away the young guys. He's still got to find a way to keep those guys engaged and in there because they're showing something and they're helping. So it's going to be interesting. Can it be a turning point? I think yes. Running for the Scudetto is tough. It's tough. It's not out of the question, but it'll be very, very, very difficult, to put it that way, right? So a lot of the answers amongst the live chat are that no, it can't be happening and whatnot. Dell's saying that the difference in the quality of coaching between us and the rest would need to be closed down to challenge for the Scudetto. And again, just depends what Max can do and how he works it out. Next one. Would you keep Sandro for next season? No.
100% no.
No.
You're going to have that one.
If he's on a lower salary and only really plays center back in a 3-5-2 like he has the last few games, there is no instance for me to keep Sandro around, to be honest, because we've already got a center back that's makeshift in terms of Danilo, who I think does it to a better degree as well, and more versatile and could cover as a fullback better than Sandro, in my opinion. Gets the center backs, get another strong pairing for Bremer. Gatti's minutes should go up. Okay. But yeah, keep on cleaning house, so to speak. And it's time to cut the cord. So for me, there's no way I would keep Sandro in any way, shape, or form. You guys have anything to add to that? It's no. We're cutting dry on that one. And Andrew fully expected that one coming. Rightfully so. Okay, guys, if more Storm the Barn questions come in, I'm going to ask you guys. Frankie, you've been away for a bit. Are there any questions you want to bring up to the panel? Lucci, do you have any questions that you're curious on where our stance is?
If I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
You guys know, because I talk in the group chat, the team chat, about my discomfort with our current coaching situation. You know that, and I'll say the candidates that I like. I said I love Juventus going after Gallardo. That's what I say that, and I'll say that I forgot his name. For God's sake, the Sassuolo coach
Dionisi.
Mm-hmm. I think that was another candidate that I said I wish I didn't. When I heard the rumor, I was like, not bad at all. I would really like that. Who should we get if we don't have Max? Your opinion, guys.
In the group chat, I put that those were the two names next to Tudor that I found most intriguing for Juventus. Was Gallardo and Dionisi. Mainly because of their resumes in terms of a buildup and what they've done in a bit of a turnaround. Dionisi, especially with the resources he had, very, very impressive turnarounds with a couple of clubs and finding good, solid results. Those two interest me. Tudor, I have to say, it's intriguing for him to come back and actually be the head coaching role. You hear a lot of stuff behind the scenes about him actually being pushed away by Pirlo because Pirlo went with his good friend Baronio, and that's what Tudor was upset about. So it was nothing against the club. Mm-hmm. It was between Pirlo and Tudor, but those are my three if we move on from Max. And I think that those three are good too when you think about the financial situations and whatnot. Those are more realistic options. Yeah. The thought of a Zinedine Zidane and whatnot, and these guys coming in, I don't see happening or realistic. And the Conte return, for me, I think we need to just stop going backwards and looking backwards in general. It's time for a fresh start, clean. And I like Conte. I think he's a good manager. Regardless of Europe and what happens and whatnot, I think he's a solid manager, and he might be the right guy for what we need right now. But I still wouldn't do it because I think we need to stop trying to recreate the past and just move forward. So for me, I'm with you on candidates: Gallardo, Dionisi, and I'd throw Tudor in there for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw another name. Then you can also comment after the other name. What about Italiano?
Not yet.
I haven't seen enough. But I could say that for Dionisi too. I like Sassuolo still struggles at times. I know the team's not great and they sold probably their two best players, which is, not easy on any team, but I would be skeptical on Dionisi as well. I'm leaning towards Tudor because he's had a couple, he's been around, he's been to different leagues. He's, he was okay with, was it Verona before, I believe? Yeah. Verona, Udinese. Really, like, you know what I mean? He's had his go around. So I would.
For me, the difference between Dionisi and Italiano is the fact of the quality of turnaround Dionisi had, especially Empoli and whatnot. And then even if you go beyond that to the Serie C side that he was coaching, the turnaround was massive and it was in a short time frame. Short time frame turnaround. So if I look at this Juve now, it's that short time frame turnaround, and the level that he switched it around to, everything was switched. Culture, style, identity, everything quickly. And with, again, the teams that he was coaching, very, very impressive. Italiano, I like Italiano. Not yet. I would feel more comfortable with Dionisi because of how his turnarounds went. So that's just the reason why I think Dionisi would have an edge for me. I get the unproven thing. I think honestly, if we look at all of the coaching options, there's a doubt amongst all of them. There is no coach that you put in, that you name, that I say 100%, I can't think of one con. There is a con to all of them. There's pros and cons to every single option.
Yep.
But Italiano, I do like Italiano, just not yet. Not yet. It's interesting, though. It's interesting.
It's interesting because how it fluctuates. Last season, a lot of people were screaming for Italiano, and rightfully so. He's been good for Fiorentina, and I do think that losing their players destroyed him a lot. But I'll say this: I like Dionisi because Juventus is trying to go younger. And we know that, and we have a lot of young players. Mm-hmm. And he's a guy who knows how to manage young guys. Another name that I like a lot before he went, I'm going to get flagged for this, before he went to Valencia, I always liked Gattuso. And I always said the same thing. For a rebuilding process and trying to build up a team, I think Gattuso is your guy. And you can say whatever you want about him, and frankly, this Napoli team is not as good as it is today if Gattuso doesn't coach that team up before Spalletti came in. I think he was the guy. I don't see that. I don't think that he had a fair chance in the Napoli situation. I think he's a guy, a really moral guy that really values character, and he doesn't like to play politics.
Jeremiah saying that Cherby was a big miss. Not to cut you off, but do you guys feel like we had an opportunity we should have taken when De Zerbi was available? Maybe. And that point of the season, we were in dire need of changes?
Maybe.
It's hard to say.
I don't put De Zerbi over any of the guys that I've just said. I'm sorry.
I would feel more confident in De Zerbi than Dionisi and Italiano, to be honest, just because of body of work and more time and whatnot. So I'd feel a little bit better, to be honest, a little more comfortable.
Yes, I agree.
Nah, in my opinion, no. I'll put Dionisi. I'll put Tudor over him. I'll put Gallardo over him, and I'll even put Gattuso over him. I know maybe it's unfair. I'm not saying De Zerbi is a bad coach at all. I think he's a fantastic coach, and I really enjoy watching his teams play. But I'll put the other guys over him. I think that what Dionisi has done in Sassuolo has impressed me more. And in the short time he has been there, I've been very impressed. And the other guys, everybody's going to critique Gallardo. You're going to say, oh, he did it in South America. But when we talk about turnarounds, all you mentioned, Dionisi turnarounds, what he did in River Plate was simply extraordinary. This is, let's say, a legendary team in world football. You can say maybe South America, and some people don't like South American football, but the reality is River Plate is a legendary team all over the world. And they were just going by in Argentinian football. And the way that guy came in and just turned around that club and make them the baddest club in South America, frankly, is extraordinary. And that's why the only reason that I maybe don't think he's not going to come is because he wants a layoff for 6 months. Because obviously he has been coaching a lot of time in the same club. He needs some time off, and I don't know. I'm not that sure. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe he stays, but I'm not that sure that if we finish in a bad way, hoping not, obviously, that Max stays in January. Maybe it is, and I wouldn't be surprised. But if we're looking for a coach right now, I'm saying the guys that maybe we can get right now, and I see those not obviously not Gattuso and not Italiano, but the other guys, Dionisi. I think we can work something off with Sassuolo.
Yeah.
I think that's more manageable.
I want to get to some of these comments. One, Bikram Jeet has put this. What has De Zerbi won so far? And then he follows up with Juve aim for rookies. So not to, you know, put Bikram Jeet on the spot or anything, or like go, you know, too hard or all in on, but I just want to use this as the talking point for why I think we're looking at managers maybe not in the right way. If we're thinking it has to be a winner, well, number one, Max Allegri has won a lot of trophies with Juventus. And what has he done last year and this year? Okay. I think you have to really factor in resources when it comes down. If you're just going to hold a manager to trophies won, you're never going to be able to bring managers in, period. If you're just looking at guys that have won like trophies or whatnot, there are good managers all around, and they need that opportunity to go to the next level. And the next level are the bigger teams with the better resources, because ultimately what it comes down to is if you're proven that you can get the most out of what you have, in theory, when you go to these teams that have way better resources, you should really be able to cook. And that's the test. So for me, the trophies thing and everything like that, I look at the body of work, the style, the identity, what kind of reflection he has on his team, how that team takes to the pitch. I always say a team is a reflection of their manager. Okay. So for me, Pirlo won 2 trophies with Juventus. Yep. And that could have been because of resources too, if we want to be honest about it and whatnot. But regardless, that is what they need to do. So Max, even with the history and the trophies of the Juve, was falling flat on his face for a good chunk of this season. And honestly, he had a Mercado behind him as well. I don't think you can put trophies on the table if you're looking at a manager. It has to be way, way more depth to the choices you're making. It's got to fit for the club. It's got to fit for your goals, your plans, your aspirations, and it's really got to fit the culture. For me, I've been talking about the culture around Juventus has faded, and it might have been because of the big guys we had around that have finally moved on, and that's kind of faded a bit, and now you need to recreate that. So if you're holding just trophies on the line, Pirlo proved he went from coaching absolutely nothing to coaching this team, and he got 2 trophies. And for those that want to say Ronaldo was a big part of it, okay, that's great. But Ronaldo would have been a big part of, say, Dionisi, Italiano coming in there to coach too or whatnot. You're not banking on somebody that's just had the trophies to call. And it's even why Zinedine Zidane himself, the man that won those Champions League titles with Real Madrid, still has a big question mark next to his name, as if he can do it without a roster like that, because those resources he had were absolutely incredible. So
I could coach that team.
Lot to get into this discussion. I don't think it comes down to just trophies. You know,
I'll to support what you're saying. I'll give you 2 examples. What did Jurgen Klopp won before going to Borussia Dortmund?
Yeah.
What did Pep Guardiola won before going to Barcelona? What did Conte won before going to Juventus?
Exactly.
Yeah. Spot on.
Yeah. It's all about the resources, and you have to look at these guys and the job they're doing ahead of coming in there. And this is why guys like Dionisi can be, you know, Gallardo can be in that mix, right? Is what they've done. The turnaround's big, but River Plate's good resources.
No, but Gallardo is not. Gallardo has won.
Yes, of course he's won. But what I'm saying is, it's not just down to that for me. It's the turnarounds.
Exactly.
It's the turnarounds. It's the shift. It's the culture. It's the identity. He has won. Yes.
Yeah, and he has, and that's something. Not saying it because you said what you said right now. I'm saying to the guys or the people watching this chat. When we talk about Gallardo and winning, I know people are gonna say no, the Champions League, okay, but he has won. I'll put him on par with what Zidane did with Real Madrid when we talk about South American football. He won the Libertadores. And some people say La Copa Libertadores is the hardest tournament in the world, not because of the quality of the players, but because of the way you play in different parts of South America, which South America is very tough to play because of the different climates and the travel, and it's hard. Some people say that Copa Libertadores is the hardest tournament to win. I'm not saying it's better than the Champions League, but it's to give you an example. And the way that guy won La Libertadores more than one time and won the South American Cup and the Argentinian league, which is one of the hardest leagues in the world, I wouldn't put Dionisi in the same conversation as Gallardo. If we're talking just about win, not saying he's a proven coach when we talk about European football, because he's not. He hasn't coached European football, but the guy has won a lot, and that's something. If for the people that do want to experience coach, I'll say this: go for Gallardo. If you want a guy who's experienced, go for Gallardo, because he has seen it all. Maybe not in Europe, and I know it's a different level, but the way that guy coach in South America, a team like River, whose shirt is very heavy. River Plate's shirt is very heavy, and he's going out as probably the best coach ever in River Plate. That's something that we need to take into consideration when we're making this discussion.
Yeah. I want to switch this up, sticking in the coach thing, because there are a few rising up now, more and more, that are saying, why would we not stick with Max and continue to move forward? My question to you two, is there any way Max can turn this thing around to a point where you would actually feel comfortable moving forward? What would it take the rest of this way on for this season for you to feel that way? What would you need to see in order to be comfortable with maybe moving beyond this year with Max?
Oh, well, I saw a comment a little earlier, someone saying if Max goes undefeated for the rest of the year, are you keeping him around?
No, it's not about that.
Man, if
Even
you're winning,
if he goes undefeated,
if you're winning
rest of the
every
year,
game,
it's not about that for me. It's never been about the results.
I do think we will see a bit of, but to be fair to Max, and I'm no Max supporter, you guys know this, that we will see a bit of a difference with the players coming back in the quality with Chiesa, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, if you run the table, it's kind of hard to sack a coach who just ran the table. And with that, if he's keeping McKennie on the bench along with Paredes and playing the right midfield, then I say you'd have to keep him, because
but
you have to.
There lies a problem.
But I don't. Let's be realistic. I don't see that happening. Let's
change it. Let's get off this, because it's unrealistic to say we're running the table from here on out. Okay, but let's say, I mean, I'd love to be wrong, but let's just say, the rotation is good. He's mixing up the team well. The young guys are well integrated and everything. We easily say fall in the top 4. We're easily in there. Say we have a good run, Europa League, maybe Coppa Italia win. He's integrating the young guys. He's not being stubborn with lineup and stuff. The team's playing well. Say our performances pick up. There's no way.
God, there's a lot of ifs.
That's a lot, of course.
There's a lot of ifs that we have never related to Max Allegri before. And now, when I say it's not about the result, obviously it's about the result. Mm-hmm. If we go unbeaten and we play extraordinary, of course, I will say keep Max, and I will eat my words. I don't have a problem with that when I run. But I'll say this. What I want to see of Juventus is a team that nobody's playing about, that has a structure and a plan. And I'm sorry, Max has 1 year and a half, we can say, and you don't see a style. You cannot say, I'm sorry, but you cannot say as a coach, and this angers me a lot. Oh, it's just we have a lot of injuries. That's why we're not winning. Your head coach cannot say that. Yeah. Your head coach cannot be. We have to say that. We as fans can say that, because it's true. We do have a lot of injuries. But you as a coach can be going around in press conferences saying, "Oh, we don't have all the players." No, I'm sorry.
A lot of these players they brought in for him specifically, and either they're injured, they're not playing up to standards, or they're just not good enough. So
yeah, but I
think there's a lot.
No, it's just to add on to your point, Frankie. I think like we're gonna have to see a lot change, especially in the attacking third, where we see nothing, like no ideas, no plans. Like if we see some difference there, then maybe we can consider it. But
I'll give you an example. Even though, let's go to the Liverpool side. For give you an example. Even though, if Mo Salah doesn't play, we all know Mo Salah is a great player, and the backup is not going to be as good as Mo Salah. We all know that, and we understand that. What I want to see is that the guy that goes into that place in that position knows the role of the position, and I want to see roles in different positions. I want to see if we're going to play 4-2-3. I want to see the wingers knowing there are wingers. I want to see the striker with a defined role. I want to see the midfield not being just all over the place and having their roles. And I want to see the fullbacks having their roles. I want to see center backs knowing when they had to be. I hate when I see the players are confused about what they have to do.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you, I don't want to be a smart ass right now, but I'll give you a quote from The Art of War of Sun Tzu. I'll say it. If the orders are not clear and the soldiers don't do what they have to do, it's the fault of the general. The orders are not being clear and the players are confused. So that falls on the coach. I want to see organization at the same. I said the same thing with Prelude, and you guys know it. I say I want to see a structure. I want to be an organized. I want to see an organized team. I'm not asking you to beat every team 5-0 because that's not real. I'm just asking you to see improvement in organization within the team, and I'm not seeing that. That's what I want. It's not that hard to ask.
That's fair.
And I think there is a lot of factors, and again, the results. If we did that, went on that crazy run, fantastic. But to be honest, it's not expected. So it's all these other pieces, the integration of the young guys. The biggest thing for me are some of these signs that maybe we're not moving ahead with him. And one of the main ones is he brought in Paredes. That was his guy. He wanted Paredes at all costs. And we pushed away Rovella, who's balling out this season and was doing great for us in the preseason, whatnot. That might have been a big miss for Juve, and Rovella might have been further on ahead to be with us. Even if we're going to bring him back next season, I can't help but think that was a big L that we took on that one, not keeping him around. We could have saved the money on Paredes' wages. So far, he's fallen flat on his face and been a flop, and it's safe to say he has been a flop. Yeah. Zakaria was another one with Max Allegri's final say on it and stamp of approval. Got rid of him at the first chance we get, tried to get rid of him at the first chance we get. So I'm starting to have doubts about this guy picking players he specifically wants, because these are the same guys that are ending up first on the list to be shipped out. So that raises doubts. And then the young guys still. So we got to wait and see. Let's see what happens with Max. Bikramjeet has never shifted and has always been Mad Max all the way. Bikramjeet, keep the fight alive, my friend. Okay, keep the fight alive, my friend. I love it. I love the variance in opinions, and I love hearing how everybody feels about certain scenarios. For me, it would take a lot, not just in terms of results, for Max to actually make me feel comfortable about moving forward. It would take a lot more than just the results. And honestly, if we look at just the results, he's got to get a trophy, because we had a guy with zero experience using the players he had at his disposal and got 2 trophies. The guy never coached before. So I need more out of Max, a lot more. Guys, Derby d'Italia, we got the predictions in. We're ready to go. Everybody, get ready for the watch along. It's going to be wild. Okay, I will be kicking things off at 11:30 my time, getting ready for that thing. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. Expect a wild derby. Make sure you're here. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment in there after. And yeah, I'm already jacked up for this one. Look forward to seeing you all there. Hopefully this team gets a victory. And do not forget, we have the post-match podcast live tomorrow, breaking this one down at, again, same time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. And we're going to have Marcella from Juve Club Empire State joining us. And then I believe Anthony is going to be back with the wild mustache. All right. So it's going to be
Keep
good
him away
stuff.
from the camera.
Going to be good stuff. All right. So everybody, we'll talk to you in a few hours. Go get ready. Go do whatever game day ritual or
Just don't lose.
Superstitions you do. Get ready for this one. Okay. And I'll see you back here for the game. Fino alla fine. Forza Juve. Ciao tutti.
Ciao.